Yeah, I had a lot of problem with the last contractor that was here.
I tried calling some of those contractors. You can tell you what they have to say. They just want to save themselves.
Hey, and welcome back to the Bench Dogs. I'm Pete.
And I'm Bruce.
And today we are going to present to you the top 10 signs that you have encountered a problematic customer. Now, whether you're taking orders in a shop or if you're going to people's houses, you may encounter a problematic customer. But how do you know if they're going to be a problem? Well, when you've been doing this as long as we have, we've noticed a trend, and there are about 10 signs that you've encountered a problematic customer. So we're going to go through them today. Bruce is going to play the problematic customer.
I do it so well.
He's going to give you the sign, and then I'm going to give you the translation that you might be having a problem. So here we go.
You know, I fired my last 6 contractors.
Translation, I am impossible to do business with. So here's how you handle this person. You quote them an even higher rate than you normally would, because these people are going to ask for extra things, and even if they don't, they are going to be very difficult to deal with, so you want to make sure you're getting your rate. And if they won't take it, you just saved yourself a headache.
Well, let me tell you how I do business.
Translation, I did not like the price or terms you quoted me on the phone, but I didn't want to tell you until you got here. So just shake and say, that's great, and then quote them the same price and terms and say, when would you like me to start?
Hey, I was wondering, how do you calculate your fee?
Translation, I'm really cheap, and I want to make sure I'm not getting ripped off. So if they do ask you this, here's what you say. Look them right in the eye and say, how do you know when you're done having sex? Now, it's not going to answer the question, but it will confuse them, and then you can get started working.
This job will only take an hour if you know what you're doing.
Translation, I'm really cheap, and I only want to pay for an hour's worth of your time. Here's how you handle this person. You ask them this question. Well, how long will it take if I don't know what I'm doing?
I want someone who's meticulous.
Translation, no matter how meticulous you are, I am not going to be happy with this job. These people, make sure you charge them at least an extra 25% higher than your normal fee. Because when they tell you how unhappy they are, you say, you know what? I feel bad that you're not happy. I'm going to take 10% off this job. How's that?
Hey, I own a lot of properties. Give me a good deal with this, and there'll be a lot of work for you in the future.
Translation, I'm really cheap, and I'm going to hire a new contractor for the next job and tell him the same thing. Here's how you handle this. You say, hey, fantastic. I'd love to do business with you long term. I'll tell you what, we'll do the first one at full price, and then all this additional work that you're going to give me, I'll give you a special deal on that one.
You know, I do it myself, but I don't have the time or the tools.
Translation, I'm cheap, and I hate to admit when I don't know how to do something. So here's how you handle this guy. You just say, hey, fantastic. I love working for people who know what they're doing. I'm going to give you my special rate. And then you quote them your regular rate.
Hey, you know, you're going to need a drill and probably some putty.
Translation, I have absolutely no idea how to do this. Putty? Putty? There isn't a contractor on earth who uses putty for anything. Who uses putty? A 3-year-old uses putty. Quote this person any price you want and just get the job done.
Could you take your shoes off, please?
Translation, I'm either Asian or I'm very anal. Here's how you handle this person. You say, of course, I would love to take my shoes off as soon as the job is done and I'm back home. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to work now. If they insist, you tell them, you know, unfortunately, if I take my shoes off, it voids my insurance policy. Then just get started and finish the job.
Okay, now, I own the building, but the tenant's gonna pay you, okay?
Translation, The tenant does not know yet that he's going to pay you, and by the time you tell him, I'll be long gone. So here's how you handle this. You say, fantastic. Let's go talk to the tenant together and get my payment ahead of time. That way, in case he leaves, I won't have to waste your time chasing you down. Well, I sure hope that helped you identify and deal with your problematic customers.
Sure helped me.
That's good to hear. Hey, join us next time on Bench Dogs and we'll bring you something even more mundane.
We should actually try to do this off the cuff. I hate saying it that way, but
Well, they are off the cuff.
they are, yeah.